Hey everyone! Now that I finished the new season after about a week, having just wrapped up of the closer propane recall, all which the title has multiple meanings, and if you once you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Out, it is finally time to address season 15 of Hulu's revival of King of the Hill. As I mentioned before, my look at the previous revived season about a year ago, oh, which debuted previously, funnily enough. Uh, I always saw the original run as something of a comfort show, running from 1997 to 2010 initially, and that also holds true with these newer ones. Like, I actually enjoyed how the previous revived season is is one of the rare ones actually managed to simultaneously honor the legacy of the previous episodes while also managing to carve out something of its own. And I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised to find I enjoyed this season even more. So let's get to it. I'm not gonna get too spoilery about the storylines or even the jokes here. Once you watch this, however, you'll have a still idea what I'm talking about. So let's go. As as Hank and those around him continue to adjust to the changing more society and their own changes in age, lots of weirdness and laughs ensue. And to this day, it still stands out among other adult animated shows I've watched. I may not have been in the target demo when the original show was on the air, but given how, again, it was not uncommon for families to all watch the same thing in that time frame, and I certainly didn't, I wasn't bothered by it. In fact, it definitely had an influence on my sense of humor, admittedly. And even though some of the jokes are a bit bawdier and the language is a bit saltier than it was in the original run, heck, just watching some of that again while I was waiting for this to come out, how definitely shows the change, like how it used to be he that just as having a storyline with Tammy and her pen from OK City that was used to be enough to get a TV 14, and and to be fair, the storylines where Bobby starting to date Connie again, albeit with a different perspective when they were in middle school, is indeed awkward and hilarious, as is a storyline about falling victim to an AI spoof text message where thankfully the only thing I've seen being used in real life is having him sing a cover of Marty Robbins' classic Big Iron. Iron, Iron. And to me, all it takes for me to tell is there's just one detail out of place, is or or in other cases like those infamous body cam videos of Mario or SpongeBob suggesting that my liege, we've gone too far as a society. Yeah. On top of the surviving voice cast reprising new roles, the ones who have taken the mantle from those who are no longer with us are kind of coming to things nicely. A or just people who willingly chose to step aside. I'd I be due to changing in acceptability about who should voice who. But then again, I have like Ronnie Chain's other roles in pop culture, or such as him being one of the correspondents at Daily Show. Who, so I think he was a good choice to voice Khan on, and Toby Huss is also managing to make a nice way to step into like the flight suit of the late great Johnny Hardwick as Dale. I mean, and also found some amusement in the misadventures and fan conventions. Like, some people just take their live action roleplay very seriously, and here I am just browsing components as for my costume this year here online. And as if to say to myself, "Ooh, would you look at that? Not only do they have what I'm looking for, it's actually on sale." And also, even when they get into more dramatic territory, where you're like taking in a rescue dog, or dealing with the changing shape of what it means to be a couple in this day and age, it's I appreciate how earnest it is. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's a bunch of guys drinking or a bunch of ladies inhaling in the alley. Like, it's definitely among the many things I enjoyed, as well as how, once again, and calling attention to how reality TV, so called, it involves about as much editing to put storylines together as, say, The Mandalorian tracking down a bounty or getting the cast as their friends together, either to see what's going on at the Central Perk. Just a thought. With the Revive series having been preemptively renewed through seasons 16 and 17, I'm curious to see what kind of hijinks they'll get up to. Who, I mean, I don't know exactly what they'll be doing, especially I don't expect to see 16 until next year, the earliest, because the next season of Futurama also bumped up till then as well. Hell, but I can think of plenty of ones I'm not against seeing. Say, if they want to do something with the Hank's Japanese half brother Junichiro, who I still have not been able to find who's voicing him currently now. Hell, but he sounds familiar. I may have heard him on the new version of Shogun, which I really enjoyed, man. And I am also open to seeing what else can be done on to see what is the best fit for Bill, because becoming someone else's toy to cuddle might not be the best fit, but I can certainly say that fixing up Big Tex after a mishap with a cannon they fished up is definitely something that could also keep up. Where I mean, for example, his sedan is definitely seen to be on mileage. Like I could see his car being in a potential project to fix up and to replace. I mean, and even though he may disagree, he doesn't matter whether it's powered by fossil fuels or it's an e-vehicle. If it's got four wheels, at least a couple seats, and cargo, that can hold anything from a bunch of pallets of cement to just like your week's groceries, is which have now been locked up due to all these incidents of retail theft. Theft. It's a truck. I will say this: replace the toothpaste with, say, like the Lego sets of the Millennium Falcon, Batmobile, and I guess that's now how the Oak's Laboratory. Right? If I wanted to collect those, I would have done already. Just a thought. Anyway, that's all for now. I still think was overall a good 15th season, I tell you what. And I will see you all again very soon with another animated show I've been watching lately that is connected to a highly anticipated blockbuster movie coming out this week. I think you who already might have a guess about who it's centered on. That'll be all for now, so take care everyone.